We are live with our World Cup Office Hours special, and I can't help but be excited about it because the World Cup kicks off tomorrow, and we're going to witness 48 countries, 48 teams play, and this means that there's a lot of data to catch up on, a lot of results, a lot of stats, and that's why we found that it will be a perfect topic for our office hours. And today with me is Tace. Tace, over to you. Tell us a little bit about the plan for today. What are we going to cover?
Perfect. Well, thanks for the introduction there, Lena. We've got two exciting things really to go into with everyone today. We have our very own developed what if model that covers the World Cup, where you can ask it questions. You can follow along, by the way. If you would like to, you can navigate to worldcup.luzmo.com. I'm just going to repeat that for just to be certain, or if you want to put it in the comments as well, Lena, worldcup.luzmo.com, where we will be basically allowing you to run any scenario you can think of. Okay, and I'm based on all the historical data that is including all the most recently played friendly matches. So every piece of data that we can find is in there. You can run any type of scenario, and there's a couple of scenarios that we were talked about already internally that I will run today live as well that we can dig into. And there's a second element of today's office hour session where I will take you through a self-built analytics component kit example that's built with the Luzmo analytics components kit, where a colleague of ours had built a World Cup 2026 dashboard some time ago already, where you can navigate the data as well as building your own insights if you wish to. I'll come to that URL a little bit later on once we get to the second platform.
And I guess our goal today is to demonstrate that if you have an extensive data set, you can get really creative with it. You can create a customer facing asset where customers can interact with your data, build their own dashboards. And the World Cup is just one example of a data set that you can use. But we also think that it's a really good and timely example. Tace, please go ahead, share your screen. I'll be monitoring our chat and our live streams on LinkedIn and YouTube. And if any questions come up, I'll let you know.
Perfect. Let's jump straight into it. If you could just give me the heads up whether or not you can see that, and I'm just gonna
Yes, it
get you
just
all
loaded. We can see it really well.
perfect. Now, before I jump into asking it some questions or taking you through a little bit of a tour of what you can find here, I think it's important to call out that this is built by our very own Harun. Together in collaboration, I believe, with Kao. I need to fact check that, but mainly Harun that I am familiar with that has built all the probabilities out. And what it is really, it's a football model that is squad and player based, and it basically predicts the outcome of every match of the up and coming World Cup. What happens when you ask it a question? It basically simulates 5,000 times the tournament based on what you're asking. That it will sample the score lines, the group standings, the knockout brackets, and some more. And I've got a couple examples that I will run you through. It runs the probabilities on win, draws, and losses, and it basically uses a variety of different factors. Now, the factors that are going into this model is, and I want to say this absolutely perfectly clear, we use for the national team strength the World Football ELO ratings, which is a link that we could put that you can find if you go under the methodology part here within the page. You can find that specific link. We then also use the squad quality, which is built bottom up from player data. We have injury data, the base camp location, and the travel distances that they need to travel for. We've got fatigue data and morale of the squad. the gap between the heavily favored sides and also the underdogs. We use a sprinkle of host nation advantage in there, and then there's the heat and the altitude factors, which I think are topics that have been talked about quite a bit. And all that together is going to allow you to propose a couple of questions. Okay, but before we were going to propose a couple of questions, let me just take you through what you can see here at the moment. Now, most importantly, without running any what if scenario, what the data is telling us, unfortunately, forgive me to my Spanish friends, unfortunately for the rest of us, it is predicting that Spain is going to lift the World Cup. Where it will beat France in the semi-final as well as England in the final. So sorry for my English people that are with me on this webinar today. You're going to lose out on another final. Um, I know how it feels, by the way, especially during World Cups. And there's basically a wider range of probabilities that is sort of running through. Now, what it shows me here is all the group stages and how it believes on the data, based on the data, how the groups are going to end up. So we can see Mexico is going to win Group A, Canada winning Group B, Brazil Group C, and onwards. Really, I'm not going to run through every single group. I think the one that I do want to point out is that at the moment, it says that Netherlands is going to top Group F. I'm not 100% sure based on what I've seen over the last couple of friendlies, but let's hope that the data is right in this instance. And then for my Belgium colleagues, also it's predicting that Belgium is gonna top the group. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see here that we already run over almost close to 2 million simulations. And it's already spotted some of the most surprising scenarios, which they're pretty funny, if you ask me. But the first one here is, what if teams of countries under Trump tariffs withdrew? And what it basically states then that 80%, 0.60%, there will be an 80.60% shift from what you can see here as the baseline. Now, what else you can see? A little bit about Luzmo, which is important to point out as well. Some of you may already know, but we're an embedded analytics platform. We help other businesses, design really, really quick analytics experiences, whether that is a simple dashboard, an interactive dashboard, or if you want to go a little bit more advanced with, AI conversational data experiences. That is what we can help with. You can see here that we we've got offices in Belgium and the United States. So it states that we will cheer loudest for the Red Devils and the United States football team. But I think there's also a couple of us that are very much shouting for the Netherlands, for England, for France. You can see that we're basically all over the globe. But I won't name them all, but I will be rooting for every single one of our colleagues' home nations. But let's go into a prediction, because it was a really funny one. You can see there's additional simulations already been run as we speak, because Haroon came up with, what if the tournament would be played with rugby rules? Okay, let me just run that simulation. And now I think you should all think about the countries that are very well at rugby. I don't believe that the Netherlands has a very good reputation of being a rugby nation. But think about the likes of England, right? That is big in rugby. You've got Scotland, big in rugby. France is also big in rugby. And it's really interesting to see. It's coming out now with its predictions. So it's ran those 5,000 simulations of the tournament. And funnily enough, if FIFA decides for whatever reason that we're going to be playing with rugby rules, that the title race will run out to. Sorry, I got a call coming through. Will run out with England, as well as you can see here that New Zealand all of a sudden going to be up there, Australia and Scotland. Sorry, someone keeps try to ring me. So that's a little bit of a distraction, but there we go. And you can see here that not just the summary is kind of telling you, but it's saying that 18% has been shifted from what we started off as a base. You can see here, for example, it's quite funny that Scotland now is top of the group. Australia is top of their group, as well as we said up top there, France and England, obviously. And then if we go into the bracket, it doesn't just stop with the group results. It also then going to simulate all the round of 32s, the round of 16s, the quarterfinals, and semifinals. You can see now that the journey has changed slightly to what it was like before. We don't even make it through the round of 32. I wonder whether Brazil is a better rugby nation than we are. But the good thing is that there won't be any rules change for this World Cup at least. Um, a little bit of Luzmo in here as well. It just shows you some of the probabilities. This is now based on that what if scenario, and also the difference really had made based on the baseline that we have. So you can see really significantly here that most of those rugby nations are coming out on top. Obviously, when the what if scenario changes and rugby rules are the ones that are going to be applied. And that's that. But feel free to basically, you can see here also, I've just asked it what has changed, but you can basically run any type of scenario, right? As silly as changing the rules, you can look at what happens if your most important player gets injured, what happens if your most important player gets a red card, or your prolific striker is not scoring the goals you expect him to be. Run any type of scenario, and I'd be really intrigued to see what the results are. What you can do basically, you can share those results with your friends. You can share them on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, or on LinkedIn, obviously. So you give it a go, run those scenarios, and share with us what the outcomes of those scenarios have been. That's the first. And I want to pause here for a second, just to sort of double check whether we have any potential questions come through, any comments from people, Lena, before I jump on to the second part.
Not yet. So I think we're good to move on. But just to recap, I think the simulator actually has two key use cases. First off, you can prepare yourself for the upcoming World Cup and just check if your hunch about the winner is correct and maybe run a couple of scenarios. I also think it's going to be perfect for teasing your coworkers and friends, especially if you are rooting for different countries, because running a what if scenario in Spain, if you are an England fan, can be something really funny that you can share and tag your friends and just get them to engage and run their what if scenarios on you. So hopefully you're gonna have some fun with this mini website that our team built. And now let's take a look at a slightly different angle that we're looking at the World Cup data this year.
Thank you. That's perfect. Yeah, so indeed, I think there's going to be quite a lot of people running, I don't know, pools with your friends where you're guessing the score. You might want to, cheat a little bit. I've already heard from my friends that no one is allowed to use any data model with the Scorito that we use. But hey, look, what they don't see, they don't know. So feel free to jump on the World Cup Luzmo app and see what sort of scenarios you can run, or use your football brain, right? Whatever works best for you. Just going to share my screen again, and there we go. Yes, visible. Now, before jumping into the second part of this office hours session, if you are looking for ways you want to get some inspiration to see, what sort of data experiences you can give your end users, your customers, whoever you want to give a data experience, feel free to, there you go, Lena. I think you put it in the comments there, to navigate to examples.luzmo.com. And just to repeat for those that don't see the comments, it's examples.luzmo.com. There's a load of different analytical experiences that have been built with Luzmo. And the one I'm going to focus on today, you could probably guess it, is going to be related to the World Cup, which is a dashboard experience, a data experience based on the World Cup data, but built on the analytical components kit from Luzmo, which is basically the ability to design any type of data experience, self-service data experience that you wish to design for your end users and your customers. Now, quickly jumping into it and explore the live demo. As a landing page, you can see here, this is your first exploration part. Feel free to go into this as well if you want to take a closer look. But in here, I can just see the sort of standard things that I can explore. I can start to filter in the data if I wish to. I can, maybe zoom in a little bit. I can slice, dice. I can drill into the information. I can just sort of consume it as I wish. I can see a full bracket as well. This is similar to the bracket we showed you before. You can see it's the exact same data because Spain is again projected as champion. I truly hope not, but we have to wait and see. And I can't even see my beloved Netherlands in here. That's pretty concerning. Am I missing them? They might not even make it. Okay, well there you go. And for you, Jonathan, if you are listening, your beloved Belgium is still predicted to basically make it into the quarterfinals, all the way to get beaten by Spain. But that aside, back to the pitch, because this is the initial experience that you can give anyone. They can just consume the data, they can explore it, but business intelligence or data analytical experiences can always be a bit of a hide and seek game. You never really know what you're after until you can sort of see it in front of you. And therefore, with Luzmo, and especially with the Luzmo analytics component kit, we call it ACK. So I'm just going to keep on calling it ACK now going forward. But you can either allow your end users to start to edit things. So I can say, for example, I might want to make this a little bit bigger, or I might want to edit this particular chart here. You can see as soon as I click on edit, it takes me down to my chart creation area of the dashboard. I won't change anything just yet because what I want to do is I want to give you the full report builder experience. Now, what do I mean with that really is I'm just going to clear this out completely because what this gives me is a clean slate. And basically from here onwards, I can start to design any type of insight that I would like to create. You can see that below my chart creator area, at the moment, it's starting to visualize everything in a bar chart. There's a few visualizations that I can use for this. I'm going to stick with the bar chart just for the example to keep it nice and simple. And at the moment, it's already drawing some data for me because it's got my confederation data in there as a category, and also as a measure, it's got the tournament win probability because it's looking at my data field, which is currently looking into my World Cup 2026 groups odds data set. Okay, there's a couple of data set that I've got available here, and I'm going to go into my historical data set for the example here. Now, what you can do, it's as simple as picking what you would like to bring forward. So you can see here a couple of options that I have, and I can just simply say, hey, I want to know what year let's say here, what year there have been, who's been the winner maybe. Let's do that as a category. And I'd like to maybe see also the runner-up. Um, yeah, it's not really giving me an all out. Let's go into the group odds. Let's just remove this and start over. Let's just say I want to see my teams. I want to see their FIFA ranking, and I want to potentially limit that a little bit because this is going to give me everyone that's in the data set. If I then go down into my chart options, you can see I've got a couple of modes. I can either start to group it, I can stack them, or I can limit things. So I can say, for example, I only want to see my top five in this instance, and it should. I don't know why it doesn't, but it should sort of limit it to my top five for now. Oh, hold on, maybe this is where I am. Never mind. Oh, hold on. I've just realized that I've been talking a lot there, Lena, and everyone is still looking at my starting point dashboard. I don't think it's flipped with me, did it? Uh-oh. Can you still see
No,
my
I think, yeah, we do see the screen, but we're looking at your embedded starting view.
Okay, okay. I'm really sorry. I've been talking a lot there without people seeing anything what I was doing, because this was the screen I was talking about. So there we go. I'm sorry for those that been listening to my waffling without seeing what I was showing. Quick recap. Um, this is the overview. Basically, you can see everything, all the data points here, and this is your starting point. So this is just a data dashboard experience that you can give people or end users in your platforms. And you can just sort of explore the data. Similar as we were showing in the what if model, there's the same bracket. You can see here it's still predicting Spain to become the world champion, because guess what? It's the same data. I can take it a little further because I can start to analyze certain matches. So, for example, I want to know how Netherlands and Japan are going to end up. Now you can see here that it tells us that the Netherlands has a probability of 76% of winning this game compared to Japan. I doubt it nowadays with the recent results that we have, but let's hope that this is right. So if you want to see sort of your country, how they're going to stack up against one another, so let's do Belgium versus the Netherlands. You can see we still have an edge of 55% based on everything that has happened previously. Now, what I was showing you was the report builder element, because this is where I was talking about giving anyone the ability to create any type of visualization, and this is the one that I was just building. Now, what you can do once you've built something is just simply, press the save button. As you can see here, all the save charts that you have, and if you want to bring it over to the dashboard or load it up, you can sort of grab it out. I don't know whether this is going to be visible now for you all. No, probably not. But you can basically start to create a bit of a library and allow people to to drag and drop and build their own visualizations as they see fit. And I'll pause it there. I do apologize for not showcasing my right screen. But feel free to go on to examples.luzmo.com. You can maybe listen back and follow the steps if you wish to do so. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to the World Cup, and that's that really for now. Any questions? I don't hear you, Lena. You're muted.
Yeah, just checking the questions on LinkedIn and YouTube. And while I'm
Mhm.
doing that, just a quick request for you to recap. What is your recommendation in terms of using data sets and visualizing them and allowing end users to play with the data? What are some of the use cases that you've seen our customers have success with?
Yeah.
And, maybe a couple of examples you can share off the top of your head.
Yeah, no problem. That's a good question. And I think the best answer for that is there is so much you can do, okay, with data. Any type of data experience that you want to create, you can create with Luzmo. A lot of our customers still have a simple dashboard that's very interactive that their customers are using for the day-to-day tasks, the tracking of the day-to-day KPIs. They might have an alerting mechanism set up, so they stay in the know about what's happening in the business. But we also have a large pool of the group that is allowing their end users and their customers to do a lot more with the data. thinking about the experiences of a self-service ability, so allowing your end users to build their own insights and monetizing that. It's a really important factor. We had a big webinar about this that you can look back as well. But the monetization of your data can be a big factor in allowing those experiences, and that can be in any way, shape, or form. You can do it with the analytical component kit that we have on offer. You can embed full dashboard, full data experiences with Luzmo, or you can go a little bit further advanced, and everyone is talking about or has been talking about AI, and you can also allow with Luzmo your end users to have conversations with your data. So conversational analytics, and combining all three, right? Having a simple dashboard with maybe an AI summary to inform people, what's the latest on the data and in the dashboard, allowing them to create their own insights and data experiences, but then also allowing them to use Luzmo IQ, as we call it, to converse and have conversational analytics at their fingertips.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think something that's worth calling out as well is on the example of World Cup data. I think maybe a couple of years ago, pulling off a project like this would require a pretty significant design and engineering team and probably a product manager to oversee it. And at least a week, couple of weeks of dev work. And I think nowadays with Luzmo capabilities, AI, and our evolved understanding of how much time it takes to ship something, the World Cup page was shipped by our team, maybe a couple of people working on it a few hours as a fun side project. And I think this gives you a really good idea of how fast embeddable analytics paired with AI can allow you to move, and how much freedom it can give to your end users to explore the data, look at it from different angles, and not necessarily just interact with it using the predefined, pre made dashboards that are static, something that used to be the case maybe, again, a couple of years ago. So thanks for that, Taste. Again, we encourage everyone to check out the links that we shared. Please run simulations. We're really curious to see what scenarios you will have playing out in the World Cup one day before it begins. And should you have any questions, please don't hesitate them to drop them on socials or respond to the email. I know many of you will be watching this as a recording. We're very open to answering any questions that you may have. And thanks, Tace. This was a fun
Yeah.
session.
And apologies because my screen sharing, I was literally talking and showing things without showing. So I do apologize for those that are watching and are like, "What's going on here?" But the examples dashboard is available there for you. But thanks for hosting, Lena. And yeah, feel free to reach out, connect with me if you have any questions about anything that we showed today or anything about Luzma in general.
Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the World Cup. We'll see